The roar of engines filled the sunlit parking lot of the biker clubhouse, metal and leather glinting in the mid-morning light. A group of rough-looking Hell's Angels sat at picnic tables, laughing and swapping stories, the smell of exhaust and fried food hanging heavy in the air. The laughter paused only when Maya, a 15-year-old girl with a nervous expression and a patched vest too big for her frame, stepped onto the concrete. A few bikers snickered as she approached the tables. "Hey kid, lost your way?" one jeered, a hint of amusement in his voice. Maya's cheeks flushed, but she didn't back down. She adjusted the patch sewn onto her vest, a bold symbol of the motorcycle club she had earned the right to wear, a sign that she belonged, even if many doubted it. The laughter grew louder. "What's this? You think you can roll with us?" Another biker barked, slapping the table. Maya's hands clenched, but she held her ground, standing tall despite the teasing. Slowly, deliberately, she tilted her vest to show the intricate patch, a phoenix rising from flames, the emblem of loyalty, courage, and years of commitment to a club she had worked tirelessly to earn. A hush fell over the room. The bikers stopped mid-laugh, eyes widening as they registered the symbol she bore. The room, once filled with loud jokes and jibes, fell silent. Every man there understood the meaning. This wasn't a patch earned lightly. It represented trials, resilience, and moral strength within the biker world. Even the most seasoned Hell's Angels, men who had faced threats and challenges far worse, recognized the weight of her presence. Maya's voice, steady despite the pounding of her heart, broke the silence. "I've earned this patch. I've proven my loyalty, my courage, and my commitment. If you can't respect that, then step aside." Her words carried more power than any engine roar. The bikers, stunned by the audacity and authenticity of her declaration, slowly nodded, their laughter replaced by a newfound respect. At that moment, the teenage girl, once dismissed as too young, too inexperienced, or too small to matter, became the center of attention for all the right reasons. The room had been silenced, not by threats, not by force, but by courage, loyalty, and the moral strength that her patch symbolized. The silence that followed Maya's declaration lingered like a heavy fog, and for a moment, no one dared speak. Even the most boisterous bikers seemed to feel the weight of her presence, the significance of her patch, and the confidence radiating from someone so young. Rico, leaning back against a picnic table with arms crossed, finally spoke, his voice calm but carrying authority. "Kid, you've got guts. Not everyone can walk in here and show that kind of fire. But respect isn't given. You're going to have to earn it." Maya nodded, a determined fire lighting her eyes. "I've earned the patch already," she said firmly. "I can earn the respect too. I'll prove it." She moved closer, standing near the edge of the circle of leather-clad men, her small frame a contrast to their towering presence. Yet, every motion was deliberate, showing discipline and awareness honed over months of learning the ropes of the club, mechanics, loyalty, and the unwritten code of the road. Jack stepped forward, his voice low and measured. "Okay, kid. Today, you're gonna show us you can handle more than just words. Actions speak louder than patches. We're talking about loyalty, discipline, and guts. Can you handle that?" Maya met his gaze without flinching. "I can," she replied, her tone quiet but unwavering. The bikers watched as she moved among them, carefully observing protocols, anticipating their needs, and even taking on small tasks to assist with maintenance and organization of the clubhouse. Every movement was precise, showing respect for the space, the people, and the traditions they upheld. It wasn't long before murmurs of approval began spreading. Even the skeptics couldn't deny her competence and courage. By mid-afternoon, Maya had earned the first nods of respect. She had repaired minor damage to a bike chain under Jax's supervision, organized supplies, and even mediated a minor disagreement between two younger members. Each act built on the last, demonstrating that her strength wasn't just in showing up, it was in her skill, awareness, and moral clarity. Rico clapped his hands once, loud enough to draw everyone's attention. "All right, everyone. Look at her. Small frame, sure. But fire in the heart, courage in the veins, and respect earned through sweat and dedication. If that doesn't remind you what loyalty and commitment mean, nothing will. The bikers nodded, the room's energy shifting from amusement to admiration. Maya's patch wasn't just a symbol, it was proof of what she had achieved and the respect she deserved. By the end of the day, Maya had moved from the subject of jokes to a figure of quiet authority. Even the most skeptical bikers now glanced at her with acknowledgement, their laughter replaced by subtle smiles and approving nods. The teenage girl had demonstrated that courage, loyalty, and determination could silence even the loudest room, and that respect, once earned, was far more powerful than ridicule. The following morning, Maya returned to the clubhouse, determined to solidify the respect she had begun to earn. The bikers, now cautiously watching her, tested her not with words but with action. Rico assigned her to assist with heavy maintenance tasks, including helping lift a motorcycle engine onto a workbench. Maya hesitated for only a moment before rolling up her sleeves and diving in, muscles straining but her resolve unwavering. As she worked, a group of older bikers leaned against the walls, arms crossed, watching to see if she would falter. One of them, a burly man named Vance, smirked and muttered, "She's just a kid. Let's see how long she lasts." Maya didn't respond, only focused on the task at hand, lifting with calculated precision, coordinating with Troy who guided her movements. The sound of metal clanging against the workbench filled the room, echoing determination rather than weakness. Midway through the morning, a situation arose that tested more than just physical strength. Two bikers, arguing over a minor mechanical mistake, began raising voices, the tension escalating. Maya stepped between them, hands up, voice calm yet firm. "Stop. This isn't how respect works. We solve problems by listening and working together, not yelling." The room fell silent. The bikers, impressed that someone her age could command such authority without aggression, nodded quietly, some exchanging glances of respect. Rico observed from a distance, a small smile tugging at his lips. "See that, kid? That's the difference between just showing up and truly earning your place. Courage isn't just physical, it's standing up when it counts, even if everyone else doubts you." Maya's chest swelled with pride. She was learning that true brotherhood wasn't about size or age, it was about loyalty, presence, and moral strength. By afternoon, she had not only completed the maintenance work but had also mediated disagreements, organized tools, and demonstrated her growing awareness of the clubhouse's protocols and traditions. Each action solidified her position, showing that her patch wasn't just a symbol, it represented tangible skill, courage, and commitment. Even Vance, the skeptic, approached her with a nod and said quietly, "All right, kid, you've got grit. I get it now." The day ended with the bikers gathering for a group ride, the roar of engines echoing through the streets. Maya climbed onto the back of Troy's bike, helmet strapped tight, heart pounding. She realized that the respect she had earned was now inseparable from her courage. Every laugh that had greeted her arrival was replaced with nods, acknowledgement, and trust. The teenage girl with the patch had proven that actions, loyalty, and determination could silence skepticism and build unshakable bonds of brotherhood. The following week brought Maya a trial that would test the strength of the respect and trust she had earned. A rival biker crew rolled into town, known for challenging newcomers and trying to assert dominance over local clubs. Word of the teenage girl with the patch had spread, and curiosity, and perhaps a desire to intimidate, brought the rival gang to the clubhouse's doorstep. Maya was inside, cleaning and organizing tools, when the engines roared outside. The bikers immediately fell into a tense silence, hands resting near leather belts, eyes scanning for threats. The rival crew entered, laughing loudly, making dismissive comments about the age and size of those in the clubhouse. One of the men sneered, "What's this? A bunch of kids playing at being tough." His gaze landed on Maya, who was standing tall near the workbench. "And who's this? Shouldn't she be at school?" Maya's heartbeat quickened, but she didn't flinch. She adjusted her patch, letting it catch the light, and took a step forward. "I've earned this patch, and I've earned my place here," she said, voice clear and unwavering. If respect isn't something you understand, step aside. The rival bikers laughed initially, underestimating her small frame and youthful appearance. Before the tension could escalate, Rico stepped beside her, massive frame shielding her as he addressed the intruders. "Kid's standing here because she's earned her place through courage, loyalty, and action. If you're looking for trouble, you won't find it here. Leave, or face consequences." The room seemed to shrink under the weight of his presence, and the intruders exchanged nervous glances. Even the most aggressive men hesitated, realizing the strength wasn't just in the bikers' muscle but in the unity and moral code they represented. Maya's gaze never wavered. She understood that loyalty wasn't just about being protected. It was about standing shoulder to shoulder with those who trusted you, even when fear tried to take over. Slowly, the rival crew backed down, muttering threats under their breath before retreating to their bikes, engines rumbling angrily as they left. The room exhaled collectively. Troy placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. "See that? Loyalty and respect aren't just words. They're shown in moments like this. You stood tall. You were fearless. That's why you belong." Maya felt a mix of relief and pride wash over her. She realized that the patch she wore symbolized not just past achievement, but an ongoing commitment to courage, moral strength, and the bonds of her chosen family. By the end of the day, Maya's reputation had solidified beyond any doubt. She had proven herself to the bikers, to herself, and even indirectly to the town. Age and size did not determine one's worth or strength. Courage, loyalty, and moral integrity did. The morning after the confrontation with the rival gang, Maya walked into the clubhouse with a quiet sense of pride. The laughter and whispers that had greeted her weeks earlier had vanished entirely, replaced by nods of acknowledgement, small smiles, and subtle signs of respect. She knew she had earned her place, not by bravado or empty words, but through action, perseverance, and unwavering courage. Rico watched her as she moved among the bikers, organizing tools and checking maintenance logs with meticulous attention. "See that, kid," he said, voice low but filled with approval. "You're standing taller than most adults we know. Respect isn't given, it's earned, and you've proven every day that you've got what it takes." Maya's chest swelled with pride. She had come into this world nervous and unsure, and now she moved with confidence and awareness, fully conscious of the power of moral strength and loyalty. Throughout the day, Maya continued to demonstrate her dedication. She assisted in training new recruits, carefully explaining protocols and safety measures, her words calm and authoritative. The other bikers listened attentively, impressed by her knowledge and the quiet confidence she exuded. Even those who had once doubted her abilities nodded silently, acknowledging that her patch symbolized far more than youth. It symbolized discipline, courage, and unwavering commitment. During a mid-afternoon break, Maya stepped outside with Troy, watching the sun glint off the chrome of parked motorcycles. "You know," Troy said, "most people think patches and ranks are just symbols. But the truth. They represent responsibility, loyalty, and courage. And you've shown all three." Maya smiled softly, realizing that the respect she had earned was now inseparable from the trust and recognition she had built among the bikers. By evening, the clubhouse had become a place of unity and admiration. Maya's presence inspired others, reminding them that courage and loyalty weren't dictated by size or age, but by action, conviction, and heart. The teenage girl who had once been laughed at now walked confidently among some of the toughest bikers in the area, fully aware that she had claimed her space, her voice, and her respect. As the day ended, Maya adjusted her patch one last time, feeling the weight and significance of it on her chest. The emblem wasn't just a decoration, it was proof of her journey, a symbol of courage, and a beacon of respect that silenced laughter and commanded loyalty. She had learned that standing tall meant more than physical posture. It meant living with courage, integrity, and unwavering commitment to those who trusted her. A week later, Maya faced a challenge that would push her to the limits of both skill and courage. A local charity ride was organized by the bikers, drawing attention from rival gangs, townspeople, and newcomers curious about the Hells Angels' presence. Maya had been chosen to lead a small group of younger riders, a responsibility that required focus, confidence, and the ability to act decisively under pressure. As they lined up at the starting point, a sudden commotion erupted on the far side of the parking lot. A pair of older riders from a neighboring gang tried to intimidate the group, circling the bikers and shouting, attempting to provoke fear. Maya felt her heart pound, the memories of ridicule and laughter flashing briefly in her mind. But she stood tall, adjusting her helmet and tightening her gloves, reminding herself of the lessons she had learned. Courage, loyalty, and moral strength were earned through action. Rico leaned down, voice calm but firm. "Kid, this is your moment. Lead your riders with confidence. Show them what it means to stand strong, no matter the challenge." Maya nodded, taking a deep breath and stepping forward. "Everyone, stay close. Focus. We ride with respect and awareness. Don't let them provoke you." Her tone was steady, authoritative, and carried the weight of the patch on her chest. The rival bikers hesitated, realizing that they were facing not just a teenage girl, but a rider who had earned her place through courage and skill. Maya guided her group through the course with precision, her calm decisiveness turning potential chaos into smooth coordination. Each turn, stop, and acceleration demonstrated mastery and control, leaving the onlookers, both friends and skeptics, in awe. By the end of the ride, the rival gang had backed off, outmaneuvered not by sheer strength, but by the strategic confidence and unwavering courage Maya had displayed. The bikers gathered around her, placing approving hands on her shoulders and nodding in respect. Troy smiled, eyes gleaming with pride. "You didn't just ride, kid. You commanded respect. Courage isn't measured in size or age, it's measured in heart and action. And today, you've proven you've got both." Maya's chest swelled with pride and a newfound sense of belonging. She realized that her journey had transformed her from a girl laughed at for her age into a symbol of respect, courage, and loyalty. Every challenge she faced now carried a lesson in moral strength, teaching her that leadership was about integrity, action, and earning trust, qualities that no rival, skeptic, or obstacle could ever take away. By the time the sun began to dip over the horizon, the clubhouse had settled into a quiet calm. Maya stood at the center, helmet in hand, her patched vest gleaming in the fading light. She had faced ridicule, skepticism, and the threat of confrontation, and each time, she had responded with courage, discipline, and unwavering moral strength. The bikers who had once laughed now looked at her with admiration, their respect genuine and lasting. Rico clapped her on the shoulder. "Kid, you've proven something today, and every day before this. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you earn. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. And loyalty is standing by your people, even when it's hard." Maya nodded, feeling the weight and pride of her patch more than ever. The room, once loud with mocking laughter, now hummed with quiet acknowledgement. Other younger members began seeking her guidance, watching her every move, inspired by the strength she had shown. Maya realized that her journey had become more than personal. It had created a ripple effect, teaching others that age, size, or past mistakes never dictated the measure of one's courage or moral strength. She adjusted her patch once more, smiling faintly. It wasn't just a symbol of belonging, it was proof of perseverance, action, and the unshakable bonds of loyalty she had built with her chosen family. Maya understood now that true respect came from courage in the face of doubt, from standing tall even when others laughed, and from living with integrity in every decision. As the clubhouse lights dimmed and engines quieted, Maya looked out at the open road ahead, feeling empowered and certain of her place in the biker brotherhood. The girl who had been laughed at had not only silenced the room, she had inspired it, proving that moral strength and courage could transcend age and expectation. Courage is standing tall even when the world doubts you, and respect is earned through consistent action, integrity, and perseverance. True loyalty is shown through support, guidance, and protection of those who prove their commitment. Age or size never determine one's worth. Heart, determination, and moral strength do. Facing challenges with integrity inspires not just admiration, but lasting trust and meaningful bonds. And sometimes, The smallest voices carry the loudest lessons in courage.